I believe that any future government will see this project as a good business and will support it just as the current Chancellor and the current Foreign Minister do. I have no worries on that score.
Don't you see the danger that because of this power vacuum in Berlin, German interests in Brussels are...
Of course, that could be the case. That's why I'm one of those who say, let's get a move on. Let's act as soon as possible.
What's your advice to your party, a new coalition or loose cooperation?
Drop the dramatics and get on with a grand coalition. What else?
Do you think that in future governments in Germany will always take so long to form?
It's difficult. This is the first time that we've got a six-party parliament, and two of those parties are not seen as potential coalition partners. In fact, they aren't capable of being in a coalition, the left on the one hand and the AfD on the other. That's why it will become more difficult. So I'm telling my party, very frankly, there's no way round it. You have to take on this responsibility. You have to convince the party members that this is necessary and do it quickly. Europe needs it. Europe needs a stable France, which they've got in the form of Macron. And Europe needs a stable Germany. With this in mind, I believe the sensible thing to do is to form a government quickly. And as things stand, the only option is a grand coalition. That's what we should do. No one profits from new elections, and no one profits from playing around with other ideas like case-by-case cooperation or whatever. That won't get us anywhere.
Which course should the new government take on Russia? What do you advise there?
Cooperation rather than confrontation. That's the sensible way to go. We need the equivalent of a new policy of détente. It's about time. It's high time. I'm in favor of the step-by-step removal of sanctions, dependent on how things go in Donbass. We should not always be talking about escalation. When there are prisoner exchanges, when the heavy weapons are withdrawn, verified and supervised by the appropriate people, then we should go ahead and say, OK, we see there's goodwill, and we want to reward this by dismantling sanctions, step by step. And, by the way, as the economic research institutes tell us, the sanctions do most damage to Germany.
Festgestellt haben, schaden ja vor allen Dingen Deutschland, wie wir wissen.